How y'all doing? It's Craig here again. Still fighting this blasted head cold. I've had it now for 4 or 5 days. It's a yearly thing here in Ohio. The pollen count goes sky high, my allergies act up, I get a head cold, then it seems to move down to the upper part of my chest. But anyway, today is Friday, April the 19th. It's Good Friday. I actually got the day off work today. What you're looking at is a package. It contains something that I purchased off eBay for $23 to try to fix another component, or another piece of equipment rather, that was brought into the shop and had a bad part in it. The part that needs to be replaced, if you buy new from steel, crankshaft, bearings and seals were $95 for the 3 pieces. The person that was selling this piece of equipment here said the crank felt good. So I'm figuring, you know, some aftermarket bearings, some aftermarket seals, and $23 here for what I hope is a good crankshaft. And I may even luck out and get good bearings with this also. And I can fix it for hopefully less than $50. We'll see. But what I'm talking about is the Stihl BG55 leaf blower. So let's open this, and this is how this arrived at my house. All torn up like this. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what all we get for the $23. I know it's not a complete leaf blower. That was described in the description. My knife needs to be sharpened up here. To begin with, it's not packaged very good. It was just thrown into a box. No protection around it. People, this is not how you ship stuff in boxes. I'm sorry, even though it is a piece of junk, you know, it's not usable in the shape it's in, there are still some decent parts on there that could probably be salvaged and used if need be. And when you throw them in a box like this, with no protection, then pieces and parts get broken. So, what I'm looking for out of this is just the crankshaft. It doesn't feel rough, doesn't feel loose. The bearings in it feel rough though. Has no coil, has no carburetor, has no pull start. Throttle linkage is missing out of it. But there is some good things in here. And it does have the insulator block, the manifold block. It does have a gas tank. Hopefully maybe a good fuel supply. Flywheel, muffler. I'm going to need a screwdriver. Something to get in there and push that. Hopefully it's got fan blade in it. Well, looks like it just pulls back, but oh well, I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'm still not feeling the greatest. You can see the fan blades in it. Like I said, it does turn over. It doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with it other than the bearings are possibly bad. I'd say the cylinder's probably junk. I can't see in it, but anyway, $23 for what I hope is a good crankshaft. So let me swing you around here. I'll set this out of the way. I've already opened this box, but I'll get it on video also. That right there is the Husqvarna 576 non-auto tune. And what's in this box are the new parts for that. $198.99. The gasket kit, I'll use everything in there but the base gasket. There's the PTO side bearing. That's like 35 bucks just in itself. This is a tap for the clutch cover that holds the deflector rubber in place. That's the mag side bearing. New intake, rubber boot. I always replace them. There's the new rubber deflector for the clutch cover. This is the oil pickup tube for inside of the crankcase. This is the end where your little brass filter goes onto. These 570, 575, 576 model saws has a little rubber grommet that goes into the fuel tank from the outside, and then your fuel line goes in through the center of this rubber grommet, and that's what makes the seal. I'm not sure if that is the clutch bearing or the rod bearing. I can't remember which one I had to order. Pulse line, throttle cable, fuel line. This is the fuel supply line. New mag side seal, crank seal. And it looks like I've ordered both bearings, so this one looks like this is probably the wrist pin bearing, and the other one was probably the clutch bearing. These are seals for around the gas caps, because I've got multiple saws in this series. I ordered like 6 of these, just have a few extra. This is the oil supply tube from the oil pump up to the bar. This is the straight hose. This is the vent line. And of course I had to have a new label for it. Had to have a new pull handle for it. This is the little plastic bushing that goes down inside the rubber deflector for the clutch cover. There's the new label for the clutch cover. And that appears to be everything. What you don't see here is a new piston and cylinder and pull cord. That's because I have pull cord on hand in a bulk roll. And this saw is going to kind of be an experiment. Get that out of the way. Here is the original cylinder that come off this saw. I know it's going to be hard to see, but there's very little transfer over here. I can't even catch my thumb or my fingernail on it. I've already honed it. That's why it looks so clean in there. But I'm going to use the original 576 cylinder that come off this saw. It's a 51 millimeter. And somewhere, I'm not sure if I've got it in this box. I'm not going to dig too much. But I'm going to try to use a piston out of a 575, which is also 51 millimeter, in this 576. The only difference, and I'll show this when I'm putting it together, the 575 pistons in the transfer windows for the Stratus part of it has little holes cast into the piston that allow some of the air to fall down inside the crankcase, where the 576 is a solid window. I don't know why that's there. I have no idea what it's for. It may or may not work. I have no idea. But I have a aftermarket 575 cylinder and piston, and that's why I am going to try to use this 575 piston on this 576. Visually, they're the same. The pin height is the same. They're the same 51 millimeter bore. The rings are in the same place. The Stratus windows are cut in the same place. The windows on the 575 piston are just a touch bigger in size than what the 576 are. Same wrist pin diameter. So above all, I mean, I don't see why it won't work. Like I said, it's going to be an experiment. If it doesn't work, then I'll take this saw back apart. Excuse me. And I will order a 576 piston and put in it. But I'm going to find out if that works. So, one other thing. This is kind of like shop time this morning. I'm getting ready to, sorry about that, getting ready to start cutting some grass. So I just took the blade off my push mower. I'm going to take the blades off my riding mower there. But I'm going to show you how I sharpen my blades. So I'll get this set up and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. This is my bench mounted grinder. Now this is the blade that come off my push mower. And this is how I sharpen my blades. I just take my blade, set it on my grinder. I'll run that back and forth several times. Well, I'm not trying to get all the big dings and stuff out of it, the big notches. I'm just trying to get a sharp edge across a good majority of it. Once I get that done, I can put it on a screwdriver and see how well it's balanced. If it stays in one particular spot, then I know we're pretty well balanced. This is probably going to get a little noisy, so turn the grinder on here. We'll get to work. I got it too steep. I need to lay it back down some. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. Close that up a little bit. You don't want to grind on it too long. If you grind on it too long, you'll get it hot. Then you get spots that lose their temper. But this is doing pretty good. A couple more swipes there. I can be down to where that's almost sharp all the way across. There we go. Got a sharp edge all the way across. Got a nice bevel on it. And I grind a little extra here in the center versus on each end, because on each end when you change motion, you actually are grinding a little longer than what you are in the center, so you got to compensate the center for both ends. Now I'll flip it over and do the same on this other side. What I'm doing there is just checking to make sure my angle is where I want it to be, which it is. That's pretty good, all the way across right there. Looks like it's pretty good to me. And that's how I grind my lawnmower blades. I know other people have different methods, but that's how my dad used to do it, and that's how I've been doing it now for, I don't know, probably 40 plus years. I know I've been doing this since I've been at least 15 years old. Okay, that's all for today, guys. I'm not going to do too much. I don't feel like it. So catch you all in the next video. Take care.